Hello, my name is Sagar and my teammates are Anushka and Mehak, and today we are presenting our project on space management of a parking lot using digital twin. So these are the content of our presentation. Coming to the introduction, as cities get busier, digital twins become handy for smart parking and traffic control. These virtual copies of parking lots show in real time makes it easier for people to find parking. Digital twins also look at how cars move around, helping to find and fix traffic jams before they happen. By using these digital twins, cities can make getting around smoother and plan for the future. Uh, Coming to the next slide, we have the motivation for this project. So we can see that we uh, have enhanced user experience. So by implementing a smart parking system, we can enhance the user experience for drivers, reducing stress and time wasted searching for parking spots. Next, we have optimized space utilization. With real-time monitoring and guidance, we can optimize parking space allocation, ensuring that every space is used. And then we have reduced congestion and pollution. So if the drivers don't have to circle around parking lots, which in turn leads to reduction in fuel consumption and emissions. So next we have methodology. So here we are collecting sensor data. We are using ultrasonic sensors, and then we are collecting the data. We are collecting the distance measurement, and data is collected and integrated to digital twin. So we have created the digital twin, and uh, it's a replica of a parking lot and the layout. So we synchronize the digital twin with real-time sensor data to reflect current occupancy status, real-time monitoring and alerts. So we are setting up a real-time monitoring of the parking lot within the digital twin.
So now I'll talk about the plan which we use to create this digital twin. So this is our Arduino IDE, which as you can see uh, is sending the data continuously from three sensors. We have taken three parking lot situations. So we are sending three data from three sensors. So this is the secret file where there is the Wi-Fi information and the AWS connection information. We are sending the data continuously. This is the IoT core. So from the Arduino IDE, the sensor data is sent to the IoT core, where you can see MQTT test client. You can see the three sensor data continuously updating. This is for the first sensor, this is for the second sensor, and this is for the third sensor. Then we are creating a message routing rule. As you can see it from here, this is an SQL statement which send a message to the asset property in AWS IoT. Through this rule, the data is now being sent to AWS IoT Sitewise. We have created a marking lot model here with the measurement attribute of a distance, which collects data in double. And we have created this model asset. So the model is like a blueprint from which you can create the asset, and the assets will also have the same property as the model. So these assets have the same properties and measurements as you can see, and you can see here the latest value is being shown, and the timestamp of the latest value is also being shown. Then we go to IoT TwinMaker and create a workspace. Also, we create an S3 bucket to store the scenes. Then we create entities, which is M1, M2, and M3 for all the three sensors. And we, as you can see, through the connector, which is the Sitewise connector, we bring the data from IoT Sitewise to IoT TwinMaker. See the parameter distances here. For all the three sensors, this is the same. And this is the resource library where we upload the 3D model of the parking lot which we have created. So the 3D model is being created in Blender. As you can see, this is a Blender platform where we created the 3D model. This model is being exported in .gbl and uploaded here. From scenes, you can see the scene of that model, and you can upload the rules. Like, we wanted distance to be greater than or lesser than 1, and hence reflect the data like that, real-time alerts. So this is where you can create the real-time alerts by setting up the rules for each of the sections, as you can see. Then we move on to Amazon Grafana, where we create an user ID, and then this creates a workspace where we can see the real-time data. We also have to assign an IAM role for this so that people can access. So this is the logging into the Grafana. The dashboard here shows, so if we create an empty space, it will be updating in 5 seconds. This is the lowest we can do. So now I've emptied the space. More will be shown in the demo by my teammate Mehak. So now we have created an empty space. The green indicates that there are no cars in the parking lot. But if we put a car in, suppose M1, which I'm doing now, it will reflect here in the real time that A1 is already parked and a car will be shown, and A1 will be shown red, which means a car is there. That's all for this project. My partner Mehak will do the demo.
For this project, we're using three ultrasonic sensors, which are connected to Arduino ESP8266. This is the Arduino IDE that collects all the data, um, and this is being transferred to AWS IoT. Here you can see we have M1, M2 and M3 models, which are our sensors. And the parameter that we're using is distance, because that is all we need. You can see the distances. Uh, and then this is our digital twin, which has three slots. This is a parking slot, which is initially green, but when we place a car, suppose we place it in slot A3, it takes time. We have put the refreshing rate as 5 seconds. So you can see that it turns red, and the rest of the slots are green. If we place another object in front of the sensor, it turns red as well. So this is how the model works. If the slot is empty, it is green, and if it is occupied, then it's red.
Coming to the difficulties that we faced while doing this project, so we started with Azure Digital Twin and we almost completed the whole project, but we couldn't integrate the Arduino data with the digital twin. And then in the current AWS IoT Sitewise, we faced some version incompatibility and we had incorrect documentation, which took us a lot of time to figure things out, and some of the new features were not working properly. However, we did still manage to finish it in time.